Tamil Nadu, the entrepreneur ecosystem is kind of growing fast. There are a lot of entrepreneurial activities happening. We have partnered with ATEA through a digital accelerator program. Government of Tamil Nadu is supporting through grant initiatives. What is it that you recommend, as a learning or as a mantra for a budding entrepreneur from Tamil Nadu to be able to become a unicorn? What does he need to have? Some say top three or four ingredients which he should be ready for.
Yeah, I would say the number one thing you need to decide before you jump into entrepreneurship is, are you willing to commit at least 10 years? Okay. Key thing that every person who wants to be an entrepreneur should answer before they jump in. Because you look at all the successes, even companies like Zoho and Sridhar Vembu, or Girish Mathrubootham with Freshworks. These journeys have taken a long time, okay? So it's not an overnight success, So just keep that in mind. I interviewed 4 successful CEOs of Indian origin 2 weeks ago for NASSCOM, right? Jyoti Bansal and Dheeraj Pandey and Anil Bushri and all these eminent people, Jay Chowdhury. Every one of them mentioned it. None of them are an overnight success, but they're wildly successful 10 years later, right? So that is one thing you need to keep in mind. Is the journey is going to be long, a lot of risks to take. That's one thing. The second thing, look at Tamil Nadu, right? Out of the 18 million diaspora that are in the world, at least 1 million of them come from Tamil Nadu, living in Silicon Valley and other places, right? So you can tap into that network. And also look within Tamil Nadu itself. SaaS, software as a service, is a huge opportunity. There are lots of companies in Tamil Nadu, lots of talent available. So focus on something that you can, leverage within your own community, right? So I think there's so many things that entrepreneurs can learn, but the biggest thing is make a 10-year commitment.
Yeah, that's something, people usually think it's an easy journey to becoming a unicorn. It is not, right? It's a hard journey, and you make mistakes and you learn from them, and it takes about 10 years to really get out of it. So that's very helpful. Picking on from in the Indiaspora experience, the government of Tamil Nadu, during when the Honorable Chief Minister visited the United States, they announced an initiative called Yadumurai to bring the great Tamil, people connect them back to the Tamil Nadu's economy, social and cultural ecosystem, so that they can contribute back. How do you think we can continue to, strengthen this bond and help as you said, roughly 1 million possibly NRIs from Tamil origin contribute back to the economy?
And I had the privilege and good fortune of meeting the Chief Minister when he was here in Silicon Valley. And the one thing I told him was, you have come for the first time. Please don't make it the last time, right? Come every year. Invest in this. It's an investment. And so even the Tamil Nadu government has to look at this as a 10-year commitment. It doesn't happen overnight, right? So you have to come, you have to outreach, you have to get companies to come. I think this program you have is a brilliant program. I'm fully supportive of it. And I think, using the Tamil, diaspora, they will be able to really support this program. And I think it bodes well, because it's not just Tamilians outside of India, right? They can happen to be venture capitalists, they can be entrepreneurs, but they can also be CIOs and CTOs of large organizations that buy technology and services. So the Tamil diaspora can help in many, many ways, right? On one side. On the other side, look at your own places like Chennai and Madurai and Trichy and all these places. There's so much SaaS companies that have started there, right? So many of them. So again, you have this hotbed of talent, hotbed of business models. And SaaS is a great business model, right? Because every year you survive, the next year you have the previous year's revenue already done, unlike traditional businesses, right? SaaS has something called recurring revenue. So if you sell $1 million in 2020, you start 2021 with already $1 million done. You have to just get the next million. You don't have to get 2 million this year, right? And so that's why over 10 years, a SaaS company can build a huge revenue stream, right? So you have so many things going in your favor, So I think this is a brilliant initiative by the government.
You have been very active in non-venture capital space as well, right? So, for example, climate change. You started something called a corporate eco forum. How is it going? How do you think it's going to unfold with the United States, especially joining the Paris Accord yesterday? It's a challenge which the world is facing as a global problem.
Yeah, this is absolutely one of the biggest risks we have, Neeraj, is look at this way, right? I live in San Francisco. This past year, there were so many fires. We had to wear masks in the Bay Area, to go outside our house. We couldn't exercise. We couldn't walk. It was a terrible situation. Look at Tamil Nadu with the hurricanes and floods. 2 years later, there are droughts, so these climate extremes are terrible. And one of the things that the Corporate Eco Forum does, it's a membership group of 70 of the world's largest companies. The combined revenues of these companies like Amazon and Apple and Microsoft and Disney is $4 trillion a year. So if these companies make small changes, they make big changes everywhere in the supply chain and in the whole ecosystem, right? And these companies are committed. And we have the SDG goals, the Sustainable Development Goals coming up in 2030. There's a sense of urgency now on parts of government, on parts of corporates, on parts of citizens to say it's getting untenable, right? We don't want fires. We don't want droughts and hurricanes and cyclones and all these things, that are coming at us with a fast pace. So in order to solve that, by 2030, we have to meet these goals. And it's incumbent on citizens, corporates, and governments to solve the problem. And the Corporate Eco Forum is one initiative that can help solve this problem.
See, we all want to be, the Tamil Nadu youth is aspirational. They are looking for, Tamil Nadu to become a part of the $1 trillion economy. We do a lot of exports, during H1 and during of the last year, we got the largest amount of investments into the state. So the state has been actually doing very well. But I think there is more to be done in terms of making it part of this, aspirational goal. And how do we do that?
So a couple of things, right? So you need to pick one area. And like I said, pick SaaS. So anyone outside of India thinks they need a SaaS solution or SaaS talent, they think of Tamil Nadu, right? So I think you got to brand that, you got to export that as kind of the core competency of Tamil Nadu. That's one way, right? The other thing is, actually these companies are growing. Companies like Freshworks and Zoho are role models. When you go for capital, you can point to these companies and say, look, they're already successful companies coming out of Tamil Nadu that are similar to ours. So you have role models, you have credibility. And so my prediction to you is that maybe half a dozen unicorns from Tamil Nadu today. I think in 10 years, we'll have over 100 unicorns from Tamil Nadu, right? So I'm very optimistic, very bullish. So I would urge everyone, stay the course, invest your time, make that 10-year commitment, and you will be rewarded.
Thank you, Amar. On that note of 100 unicorns, thanks for your time. And it has been wonderful talking to you. I'm sure this interview will inspire millions in Tamil Nadu, and they will, look up to you as a role model to grow. And we will succeed based on your efforts. Tamil Nadu will definitely become part of this growth story. Thank you so much.
Welcome, Neeraj.